If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Like, I don't have to go into the studio every time I want to record an episode. I can do it right from home. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Free? Girl, yes, free. Right? There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Like, I can record my podcast while laying in the bed, right? I don't have to get up and go and do anything. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It is one of the best hosting sites. So it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, you name it, girl, it got you. All right. And then you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. You can have 2 listeners and start making money. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. It's a one-stop shop for you to create and get your voice out there. So make sure that you download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. To Confessions from a Red Couch podcast. I am your host, Janae, and today I have a co-host.
What up, world? Chris here.
It's my
the husband, Chris. The other half.
Yes, and I'm thinking about making him a new co-host. Why? Because I'm not sure, y'all. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't even know how this is gonna go. But before I go into this freak out mode, Confessions from a Red Couch podcast and blog is all about improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others, because no one wants your unresolved trash. Right?
Gotta keep it clean for everybody that's up next.
Gotta keep it clean. All right, let's begin today's show. So last week, me and Baby did just a regular old podcast recording. This week we're on video because we want to bring it back because, we're cute or whatever. But anyways, but last week, you want to say you remember what we talked about last week? Nope, he don't. So last week we discussed why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day.
Ah, there it is.
Yes, now you remember. Okay, so we talked about why we don't celebrate Valentine's Day and why don't.
And it was just because of the big market behind it, guys. Like, I don't know. I've been of the mindset for a while that you shouldn't have to be told on a day. Like, I'm not knocking anybody that celebrates Valentine's Day. If it's you, you do you. It's just not for me, because I just feel like it's just another marketing day. Hey, buy all this stuff just to show somebody you love them, and it shouldn't be like that.
True.
And it shouldn't have to be a day that somebody tells you to do it. You should always show your love 365, 24/7. Even though he gets on my nerves and I want to punch him in his throat. All the time. We just had a discussion before the show. But anyways, so let's start it off. Let's kick it off with dating tips. So last week we said don't do it until you're ready. Right. All right. Dating 101 in 2020.
So what are we going to do this week?
We'll go to 101A now. First we did not waiting until you're ready. Mm-hmm. Now we'll go with...
You're supposed to be ready.
We did. Don't do it till you're ready.
Yep.
This time we'll do take your time. Take your time.
Yeah. One of my other guests talked about that. Her that episode's coming out next week. But we said that you have to get to know the people or the person that you're dating.
Definitely.
Take your time.
And it's easy, especially if it's somebody that you're really vibing with. Mm-hmm. It's easy to, get caught up in the whirlwind. Everything's okay. But, take your time. People can put up a front for a strong 6 months. It's been proven.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Even though it feels good, hit the brakes every now and then just to take, check the temp.
Check the temp. Make sure you're good, because, that good old representative doesn't go away for a while. People, that's what the friend is. I call it the representative. So, wait until you have your first big fight or your first big disagreement. Or, just something important happens and you see if they're for you or not. Because people can always say, mouth service is real, right? Yeah. Mouth service is real until it's time to put up or shut up.
Right.
And usually people can't shut up. Well, they do shut up. They don't put up.
Right. That's the thing that they don't do. They'll talk a good game, and then when it comes time to, put the proof in the pudding, that's when those people fall, by the wayside.
Yeah, they fall by the wayside.
Definitely
So take your time.
Take your time.
Breathe. Don't date if you are. This is an adult. Yeah, don't date if you're horny either. Like if that's the only thing you're trying to do is get some booty, don't do it. That's not dating. That's
I don't know if I agree with that.
That's called hunting.
Because
women do it too.
Well, it's still dating isn't commitment. All right, dating is not.
But
commitment.
when you add sex into dating too soon, then that's when people attach false feelings to the situation.
I don't think there's a such thing as a too soon.
I do.
I think there's a such thing as emotionally too soon, but not physically. Like I don't know. Like I'm of the mindset that it's 2020. If you're a consenting adult, the first night you meet somebody, if you want to have sex with them, by all means do it.
We're editing this out for everybody else. Guys, don't do it. I'm not saying I hear people, it sounds good to say, go out there, go with your feelings. If that's the way you feel, do it. But then you get caught up and you get angry or you get in a situationship. Like it doesn't always work out. You can shake your head, but you have been caught up in some situationships.
Since when?
You ain't ever been caught up in a situationship.
In a situationship?
Yeah.
No, not really. There's always been a time where I could make it on my own.
No, making it on your own is one thing. I'm talking about a situationship, meaning you are you had a clear expectation of it is what it is, and the other person didn't.
Not to my knowledge. Like, if somebody feel a certain way.
Dudes always be in these good old denial phases. Like, no, I ain't never had nobody, after I gave them and they, ain't nobody ever try to come over and cook for me and clean my house. Stop offering up girlfriend benefits. And I told her, that's all I want.
Nah, I still stick to my original answer. I ain't had no situationship. It's always been clear and understood. If somebody gets in their feelings, that's on them.
I say lie. Just because you say it's on them don't mean that you wasn't ever in a situationship. You were still in a situationship.
No, because once I find that out and once I start feeling like that, that's when you cut it. Because obviously they're not ready.
Because that's real easy.
I just don't think in 2020 that
I think in 2020
we should put time limits on sexual activity. I think that's the least concern. Now, being safe is one thing, but just saying not do it.
I think we should. I think that's some of the reasons why dating is not working out for us right now. Because we start doing physical things that, unbeknownst to us, it causes us to attach.
Well, that's still a part of dating, though.
Not if I'm not. If we ain't doing it, then that's one less thing I got to worry about.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like that's part of that getting to know somebody phase.
I think
if we're dating, I mean, you don't have to, but it's certainly not a bad thing.
Because when I was out in these streets, sorry, mom and dad, if you're listening. When I was out in these streets, I really wasn't. I was out in these streets.
I know, but that's okay. Well, you can. Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I didn't get caught up in situations, because I did. Because the other person might have caught feelings and I didn't.
That's not your fault.
It's still a situation, though. Whether you're saying no or not, it is still a situation.
It is, but that's not my concern ever, or it wasn't. You can't control what other people feel, especially if you didn't mean for them to feel that.
Yeah, but if you introduce something before it needs to be introduced, then. I'm just saying.
You could say that about anything.
Be safe.
Any interaction.
Don't rush.
Be safe is the key.
Be safe and don't rush. Period. Point blank. Period. Be safe. Don't rush. Don't let your freak flag fly.
Don't rush emotionally.
Don't rush anything.
Don't rush.
You don't have to rush anything. Emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. You do not have to rush. There's nobody says that you have to have sex on the first date.
That's true. I never said that. I never said
I never said that.
You totally switched the narrative.
It's in the narrative.
You totally switched the narrative.
Switch
That's not
the
what I said. I
narrative.
never said, hey, go out there, first date, YOLO, do it every time. I said if you do it, you shouldn't feel bad for it. And nobody should be told, not to do it.
I just need you to understand the things, the consequences that come with action.
There's consequences with everything. There's a consequence of you driving to work every day.
You're right, it is. But, I mean, that doesn't mean it's okay. There's good and bad consequences. And I'm just saying that's one thing that you can control, though. But is that not something that you can't control?
As are all things.
Can't you control that, though?
You can control a lot.
But can you control that? Can you control, like...
You can control a lot.
We're talking about dating. Don't be trying to... Now you switching the narrative. No. We're talking about in dating, there are things that we can control.
That's true.
And that's something that you can control.
That's true.
If you know that's something that causes you some issues, chill with it. That's it. You got to set your boundaries and your barriers and all that stuff to keep yourself in a safe place so that you don't rush into anything while dating in 2020.
Agreed.
I don't like him tonight, but we're going to keep it going. We're all human, we all make mistakes, and sometimes the best way to learn from a mistake is to hear from others who have experienced the same thing. On the Oops podcast, comedians Francis Ellis and Giulio Gagliardi, I'm sure I messed that up, examine the mistakes that alter the trajectory of people's lives, taking a look at the bad decisions, the aftermath, the path to redemption, and all things in between. Francis and Giulio want to hear about your mistakes and help you find your way back to redemption. So check out the Oops podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. All right, hot topics. So I really don't like to say hot topics or social media randomness because this is something we just did. So we went to see The Photograph.
Loved it
with Idris Elba. Jesus.
Issa Rae.
I am sorry, y'all. It's been a long day. Issa Rae and what's his name? O'Keefe.
Buddy from Atlanta. I'm trying to think of his name. He did Atlanta. He
was in Get Out. He was in what was it? Excuse me, are you busy? Or pardon me? Or what was the name of that telemarketing show? O'Keefe. His last name is O'Keefe.
Oh man, I'm sorry, homie, but you know who you are.
Y'all, we sorry. It's late. We are recording late, and I've been up for more than 12 hours.
All right. Anyway, great movie.
It was a really good movie. I love the narrative.
Yeah,
I really did.
I like one that it showed two different types of love in one movie. It showed her mom's love for her father, and it ended up coming out. Spoiler alert, guys! If you haven't seen the movie, just plug your ears during this part.
I'm gonna make sure that
her mom
y'all know
had a different type of love life. Where she had to make some real hard life choices. Based on her environment, and one of those choices included, being distant or distancing herself from the father of her child, by choice. And it was mainly because she didn't want to get stuck. Like you could see when she made the decision to leave. She was a talented, ambitious woman,
and she didn't
wanted to pursue more in life. She didn't want to stay in a rural country town
where there was nothing going for her.
Let that be the end of her. She wanted more in life, and that's not a bad thing. Anybody that wants to make those type of decisions, more power to you. Do that in life. And even when they portrayed that in the movie, it didn't make you hate her mom. If anything, it made you understand her, especially if you know people like that in your life.
Yeah, because I think I was like that for a while in my life. I just didn't have the baby.
Yeah, and even the guy in the movie who was playing her husband, it said, one of the things you regret. He said, "I regret not going after her." And that struck a real big thing with me. Like, if you really love somebody, that would be a sacrifice to make, especially, if you work in a field that transfers easily to another city, like being a mechanic or something like that.
something like that.
Like you can find some
because he had like a trade.
Yeah.
In his trade, he could spread all the way out.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he just wanted to stay in that community.
Well, not just wanted to, right? He was comfortable. It was home to him. That's all he knew. He never had any ambitions
That's true.
of going to the big city. And not only that, like being in that lifestyle just wasn't him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was the same thing like when she was like, we want to go to New Orleans for the weekend,
And
like
he
that.
was
The
like,
big
we
city,
could just go to the boat.
fast to
She
living,
was like,
that wasn't him. He was a country boy.
I want to go to this boat. We go to the boat all the time.
So it showed her mom's love life with a little bit of turmoil in it, some hard choices made, and with Issa Rae and Homie's love life. Can we look this man's name up? I gotta
I don't
get
have
my
my
phone.
phone. I don't have my phone. You should have brought that. You should have been prepared.
It showed a more consensual type of love.
It was like they were upfront.
Yeah,
they were both
on
upfront.
Both
yeah,
sides.
both sides.
And there was the consensual attraction. They both wanted each other, and they, even though they had some, I don't want to call it hardships, but maybe more like obstacles in between the two of them. Throughout the movie, they still made sure there was mutual interest shown toward each other. They both worked towards that.
They did. They made sure that they let each other know, hey, thinking about you.
Right.
And they really didn't rush into their situation either.
No, not at all.
because they were still, and I think they even said, hey, let's just kind of feel this out.
Yeah.
Like, let's feel this out, because she was like, I'm not good at relationships. And he let her know that he was coming out of a relationship. And some
literally,
other people,
just like a couple of weeks
literally, his nieces in the movie. You know how? Let me tell y'all something.
That part was hilarious.
That was funny because they showed how black children don't know how to stay in their place.
Watch what you talk about in front of these kids.
Yeah, because they will repeat your stuff and be like, "Oh, you look just like the last girl.
Right.
You pretty just like her.
Are you gonna be my next TT?
You gonna be my next TT?
Don't have these babies out here
We gonna
embarrassing you like that.
We gonna go get our nails done like we used to with
with TT Cassandra. Stop
TT Cassandra. We gonna get
that
our
part of the
nails
movie
done.
that was
funny.
hilarious. That was
was
hilarious.
good, but I really liked it, and it showed how their love built for one another. And then even at the end, it showed somebody making a sacrifice.
True.
It showed, because I think that's the way people don't understand with love. You have to be able to make a sacrifice. And one sacrifice, I'm not going to say with being faithful is not a sacrifice. Because if you're in a relationship with somebody.
That should be an understood.
Yeah, and you're saying that you're not in an open relationship or a poly relationship. If you are in, a traditional relationship, that's being monogamous is not. That's not a sacrifice. That's not a compromise. But somebody willing to give up their time to be with somebody, and not just a little bit of time, like a bunch of time to be with somebody, or making sure the other person is comfortable, or just something like that. It showed like the sacrifice that's needed to make a relationship work.
Right.
So I dug it. It was really good.
It definitely one thing I liked about it too is it wasn't fairy tale like.
Yeah, it wasn't fairy tale.
It wasn't fairy tale.
And I did
definitely some mental obstacles that could be shown. Like this woman is being introduced to her father for the first time.
Yeah.
She's learning
he met him before she did.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
crazy.
crazy.
No, because when she was a baby, she went back there one time.
But she didn't know. She didn't remember him. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, it just showed a lot of different layers to the characters.
Yeah,
man. I enjoyed that.
Cool. I do like some of the awkward moments they had.
Realistic moments.
Because
like
it was
getting to know you conversations.
Yeah, like getting to know and just some of the awkward moments. It was really cute because real life, like I know we are awkward as hell
all the time.
My God, like everybody who makes it look like couples are just these super. No, we are hella awkward.
And that's okay.
Hella. He is awkward right now.
People that know me know that that's true, and it's all right. Who you are is who you are. And, I like that they showed that side of, hey, it's okay to be awkward and still, enjoy someone.
True.
You know, they both had that awkwardness about them, and it was cool.
True. It was really cool. It was dope. It was a good movie.
The acting was great. I enjoyed it.
I like the funny parts in it, the little comedy parts in it. I do like that they didn't portray black love as a struggle love.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, her mom and her father's relationship was a little different, but
well, that wasn't even a struggle of love.
It wasn't.
You know, they were together,
yeah,
and then she left.
She made a decision. She's like, I got to go.
If you're not with it,
yeah,
I'm out.
Yeah,
and, you know, even though it sucks, that's a hard decision to make.
Yeah.
But as an adult, anybody, you know, that's tried to pursue something that, you know, everybody else where you were with in life before, they're not all going to come with you. So
that's
if
true.
you ever had to
Everybody's
make that decision,
come with you.
You understand that hurt. You understand, you know, the willpower that it takes.
Sometimes you got to pick you, and that's okay. It's all right.
And made a good life for herself.
She did.
You know?
She made a really good life,
from
and
how
she
was
ended
portrayed
up
in the movie.
Yeah,
you know, she ended up being
pretty damn successful. Like
right.
I thought she had a pretty dope career. I mean, enough to wear music. I feel like I'm telling the movie, but it's a spoiler.
Well, just put up a spoiler.
Yeah, I put up spoiler. But enough for like a museum to take her work and like put it on display. Like she was a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
if you
kudos
haven't
to
seen
her.
it, definitely go see it.
Yeah, definitely see the photograph. Definitely do that. And so because when looking for catering options, you should prefer chef-prepared restaurant-quality food with full customizable menu. All or None Catering is the company for you. All or None Catering specializes in Southern cuisine as well as steakhouse, French, American, Creole, and Cajun cooking. All or None Catering will also be relaunching its meal prep options via their Fit Life Food Life menu that will be available for delivery throughout most of the Houston metropolitan area. For catering quotes or any questions, contact All or None, NUNN Catering at allornonecatering@gmail.com. Make sure to like the Facebook page, All or None Catering, to stay up to date on all of your catering options. The link to the Facebook page and the email address will be in the show notes. Make sure you check out All or None Catering to meet all of your catering needs. How's it at? Dun, 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 dun. Getting into this good old confession time. You like my little Millie, right?
Right.
You like it?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
so getting into our confession time, we are going to talk about, since the photograph was a love story, we're going to talk about our top 3 love stories. Now, if y'all see me look at them crazy, because my husband is hella awkward.
I am who I am.
I had to get him for one of his choices. I told him that wasn't a love story. It wasn't no damn love story.
I was just being... I was
goofy.
Funny, I was being
it's
funny.
like it.
I knew it wasn't.
It's like it. It's not a love story. So, all right. What's your first one? First love story.
First love story. I'm gonna do If Beale Street Could Talk. That'll be my first love story.
That one was a hard one.
It was. You know, it hurt, but even still, man. Like, I love the artistry behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love the actors in the movie. Mm-hmm. You know, the soundtrack behind it. My baby walked down the aisle to one of them songs.
I actually like 2 of the songs. Yeah. Like we did. The one at the beginning was the filler, which was the brotherly love. So I had our family walk down to that one, and then I walked down the aisle to Agape. Yeah. You know, because I know all these definitions for love. Yeah.
And I know she knows them, and that's why I love her.
I love him too.
Oh my goodness. Weird out. What's one?
Wait, I gotta go on mine.
I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you a segue.
Oh, give me a segue, baby. I'm sorry.
So
segue me in. Segue.
So what's your number one? What's one of yours?
What's one of mine? One of mine is called P.S. I Love You, and it's.
I think I saw that.
Did you see it? It's where the husband dies of cancer, and it's Jessica Biel and the dude who played in. He's played in like a whole bunch of like action movies. He played in another one. He's played in some movies. I can't think of his name. Like Irish dude. He has like a English dude or something. Anyway, so her husband dies of cancer and they're young, so they don't get to have kids. And after he passes away, he leaves her letters and sends her letters in the mail, like after
sweet.
he dies.
But
And
I have not seen that.
It was hard.
I might have seen parts of it,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen enough, or if it didn't catch my interest enough to remember it really.
But it was hard. It was a good love story because it showed that whole when you're loving when you love somebody and you lose them unexpectedly, and like what do you do after that? Like and she still really did love him.
Yeah,
like
okay.
it was like a big love she had for him. And so it kind of like she kind of started thinking back to all of her stories, like all their old fights that they would have, and she realized how petty they were.
Yeah,
time in wasted. In the big scheme of things. So it was really good. It's called P.S. I Love
Sounds
You.
like a tearjerker.
It is. It's really hard. It's one of those really hard. Well, hell, if Bill Street Could Talk was a tearjerker, like
that one.
That heart
I almost
right
had
there.
big homie. I'm gonna shed a thug tear.
Is that what you said I did down the aisle?
No, you did. As soon as you turned that corner, all the feelings.
Whatever.
All the feelings came out. It was cute though.
All right. What's yours?
Number 2, Coming to America. Like that is a love story, guys. It is comedic, but it is definitely a love story. And the whole time,
That's my Coming to America.
I love it because he had his mind set on being more than a piece of a traditional marriage.
True.
He wanted a real woman in his life, and he sought that out.
True.
Got to New York, got to Queens, saw the woman that he wanted.
Sure.
And he put everything he had, into getting her outside of his money.
Except when he went to that club.
You gotta admire that.
At the club. My name is Peaches, and I'm the best. All the DJs want to hear my breast. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, but that is my second favorite love story.
That's like, that's up there with me. I love Coming to America.
Yeah.
The comedic, like just the comedic genius that's in there was amazing. Like all the different characters him and Arsenio Hall played, genius. And then, she had to figure out what she wanted. She was kind of hurt. You mean to tell me you're not poor?
Which I feel like was one of the biggest cinematic overreactions.
Ever. You are Prince. Oh my God, you lied
I'm so upset
me.
that you were world power and decided to choose me.
You gave me these earrings. Oh my God. If you don't get your butt in that limo and step on some roses.
Right. That's one of those moments in life where you should have been thankful. He wanted me to like him for more than just his money because he got it like that. Okay, bet. I understand.
He could have wooed me in a different way.
Let's move forward.
Yeah, let's move forward. Let's move on.
They needed to sell tickets, so I understand.
Yeah, there had to be a big little.
My third one, did you agree with Coming to America or you had something different?
Do I have another one that's different? No, you could go ahead and your third one. I agree. That's one of mine.
My third one, I'm going to say Love Jones. Not because it's the best depiction of what love should be, or especially black love.
So if you didn't watch the episode, I don't know what episode is it. We was talking about how it was a trash relationship goals.
It is for relationship goals.
It really is a trash.
But it's the
movie.
other stuff in that movie that I feel like it gave, especially a whole generation of young black people what our ideals would be.
True.
The whole Afrocentricity of the movie.
True. It's pretty dope.
The soundtrack was sick. It had a bunch of young black actors coming into the game. Like you had to love that part about it. And
penny with a penny with a penny with a hole.
We live down here in Texas, man. We wasn't getting that kind of vibe down here.
We wasn't getting that poetry vibe back in the day. Like it just kind of started.
So I appreciate it for what it gave to the culture, other than the poor examples of black love.
Their whole struggle relationship. Now that was a situationship that turned into a relationship.
Is that what a situationship is?
Yeah, like they just fell into it.
Catching unnecessary or feelings out of time.
And not communicating, not communicating like what you want. Not saying, hey, this is a relationship. This is what I want. Like, she caught feelings, and then
they both caught feelings.
Yeah, but they still weren't done with their other situations outside of that.
Well, she wasn't.
He wasn't either.
His didn't start till after he.
That is true. That is true. No, you're right. You're right. Because she wasn't done with none of her stuff.
Because his stuff didn't happen until after she left and came back.
That's true. You're right. You're right. I give it to you,
fellas. All right.
I give it to you. See how she did? Because she thought he was supposed to wait.
Right.
Which is still ridiculous to me. I don't really get what she thought was going to happen.
Many times as I picked this movie apart, I appreciate some of the artistry and things behind it.
Yeah, it was really nice. The poetry house, the music, the vibes that they were given.
Right.
That little rainy, dreary, cold, like snuggle type relationship with it. That the environment that they were setting. It was pretty dope. It was.
What about you? What's your number 3?
My number 3 will have to be, and notice I'm not picking all black love movies because we love them all. Well, he is.
Wait.
I'm not gonna lie. My bad, kids. I'm sorry. Love Actually. You don't know this movie because it's not a black film. But
I think I might have heard
you
of it.
just said that about P.S. I Love You.
I know I've heard of it. I don't know.
You probably watched me watch it. You've watched me watch it and be like, "What you looking at?" Oh, whatever. So it's based in England, in London, and it gives like a love story, like the stories of different couples around Christmas time. And so one is the prime minister, and he falls in love with his, I don't want to say secretary, I want to say aide. He falls in love with his aide, but then the American president comes over and like tries to hit on her. And wow. Yeah. And so he thinks like, oh dang, she for everybody. Well, she wasn't. She was like, my bad, sir. I didn't know what to do. Like, I was trying to run from him. Kind of got sexually assaulted. But no, they got together. And then another one was of an artist, like an Asian artist and his manager. And so he was trying to put out one last hit for Christmas. And he was like, he made it to the top charts. And he told his homeboy, his manager, because he got invited to be with Elton John. And he told his manager, he was like, nah, man, you my, that feel of love, that friendship love. He was like, if you not there, I don't want to be there. Okay. So it talked about that. And then a husband and a wife who had, like, they kind of hit a bumpy road. And the husband's secretary was hitting on him. And she found out, the wife found out because he bought the secretary like a gift. Like he bought her a necklace and she found it and she thought it was for her, but it wasn't. It was, he gave her like a Joni Mitchell CD. And she was like,
oh, that's trash.
She opened it. She was like, like her face was so like,
got the side piece, some jewelry.
Yeah. But then they worked it out. She was like, either you figure out your stuff or I can go, because it really doesn't matter at this point. Like, we've been at this for too long. And then a writer, a dude whose girl was cheating on him with his brother, he walks in on him. Yeah, he walks in on him. He leaves the country, goes to like Portugal, Spain, someplace, starts writing on a book, and he falls in love with the housekeeper who was there. She's pretty though. She wasn't like old. And then I think it was a bunch of like little stories that were going on. It was good, and it's all centered around
a patchwork of love stories.
Yeah, a patchwork of love stories. So that one was good because I mean I love black love stories. I do, but at some point I got tired of. That's what I liked about The Photograph. I got tired of watching struggle love.
Right, I agree with that.
You get tired of the whole.
Every part of it's such a fight.
Yeah, it's always a fight to love each other, and I think that's what makes me angry about that is that's what society wants us to feel, wants us black people to feel about love. When it can be so easy, but we make it hard.
It is so easy.
Yeah, it's so easy. It doesn't have to be filled with drama. Like I said, we got into an argument before we started this podcast, but it was easy.
It wasn't an argument.
It was a disagreement. We used, I feel type statements, and
That's not an argument, though. You were just letting me know how you felt.
Yes.
And I agreed. Mm-hmm. And we move forward.
See, there it is.
That's not an argument.
Okay, it's not an argument. It was my boundary felt, violated. And
that's just good communication.
Yeah, so we had a good communicative talk about our feelings. Well, mainly my feelings, and then, So I just really, those were some good movies though.
Agreed.
I'm trying to figure out what's another good movie. Boomerang was good. We left out Boomerang. How we leave out Boomerang?
Boomerang it was funny. But it was still, that same
struggle
template.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Him trying to be the player.
Yeah. But he caught feelings for the good girl.
Right. Even though
but he had to see if he had it last, if he had it for the.
But that falls into the category of
of kind of complicated black love. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. It does.
I love it. Mm-hmm. I love it. Love shit about your ass home last night.
That was his face. Like, look.
Got him. But yeah, I love Boomerang. But that goes.
It does. It goes into the whole.
Let me see. We did Love Jones, Love and Basketball, of course.
That was struggle too.
It was still it was struggle.
I think it was more so about immature love.
It
was. I think we talk about. I heard somebody say it was trash too, but I think it was immature love because they weren't old enough to really talk. They were in their early 20s. No,
teens
in
the beginning.
Yeah, they were in the beginning. Wait, it went from elementary school to high school to college, and in college you don't know what you want. You think you know what you want, and then you be like, "Hey, no, I don't want to do that because you want to do that. I'm good." And that's kind of where they fell off. So, Love and Basketball isn't a struggle love. It's more about how their love matures and they learn.
I'm trying to think now. You got me thinking. Other black
love. We always talk about those. Brown Sugar.
Oh,
with Tay Diggs. Yeah, that was another, but that was another confusing situation.
It was, and I guess that's that same thing. Two people together,
because they were good friends
on a platonic level. That developed feelings for each other. So,
and they should have communicated that earlier than when they actually said it, because they knew they both had feelings for.
And I think that kind of stuff happens when two people respect each other's boundaries and respect each other enough to never take it to that level, even though there might be attraction.
True.
You never assume, but sometimes you gotta have that Kobe shoot a shot.
My fadeaway. I did that to him and he didn't know it.
Because I'm not gonna say that.
I shot my shot.
It was kind of vague though. Like I didn't know. I thought she was just being nice. That's a whole nother topic. I thought she was just being nice. So I was like, oh, okay.
Nah, I was trying to give me some of that big chocolate teddy bear down there at the end of that table. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, y'all. And it still took him like 3 months.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
It was.
I just didn't know. Like I wasn't really picking it up. Because it's hard for guys these days, man. Like you can't take every nice gesture as, interest or flirting. Like to me it has to be direct.
Y'all.
You want it.
Ladies, listen.
Say you want it.
Ladies, listen.
Or like me, I'm just gonna think you're being nice.
So I just came from the gym, right? So you know how we look when we go to the gym. I mean, I wasn't looking like anything, but my tights fit me kind of well. You know what I'm saying? They was tight.
Thick.
And then I had on like this, how you cut off the sleeves of your shirt? Yeah, my sleeves was off. I had my sides out because I ain't have all of this extra because Chris wasn't cooking for me yet. I had my hat on low. So I still made sure I had that nice little glow from the gym. I wasn't stinking. Yes, I made sure it was, I was smelling right? So, I think I hadn't even walked in. Like I walked in and my friends was like, there she go. And the joke was that I wasn't innocent, but I was innocent. I am innocent.
No, she ain't.
Yes, I am. No, shut up. My mama be watching this. I am. So, you know how we do, ladies. I threw my little eyes and I was like, Chris, you think I'm innocent, don't you?
And I was sitting there eating a Caesar salad. And I was just like,
he was like,
yeah. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know her. That's not shooting your shot. That's just. How's that shooting your shot?
My ham hock all out. I think I even had it like on the chair. Like my foot was in the chair so you could see that.
And then like I knew that it was directed towards me. There was other people there.
With no other dude on that side of the table but him.
I didn't
left it alone. You know, I figured he'd figure it out at some point.
And I did.
Yeah, it took him a while. He wasn't quick, ladies. He wasn't quick.
Be more direct.
I was.
Be more direct.
I was.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No. She was playing the good girl routine.
Because I was innocent.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I was innocent.
No.
Look at the smile. Innocent. See?
On one of these episodes, I'm going to tell y'all how I first met Janelle.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
And then we're going to come back to this
innocent. Look at me.
Moment in time about her being innocent.
Look at my face. Don't
Naya.
look innocent.
I'm saying. It's a whole nother side to this.
I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, so let's wrap up the show because we're just rambling. So let's talk about lessons learned. Let's close it out. Hashtag lessons learned.
Hashtag lessons learned. Think before you speak. It's 2020. The internet is real. Saying the wrong thing could send your career, your business, yourself, your personal brand down into the virtual toilet. You know, think before you talk. I know a lot of times that, you know, we get caught up in this, I just keep it real. That's just who I am, you know, blah, 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 blah.
Don't do it. Reconsider.
No, when keeping it real goes wrong in real life, it has real life repercussions. So think before you speak, people. Think before you speak.
So my lessons learned for this evening is to forgive quick. Forgiveness isn't always for the other person. It's mainly for you. And when you hold on to unforgiveness, we had Bible study tonight, so we talked about that. When you hold on to unforgiveness, it changes the way your blessings and everything flows in your life. And you could tell if you're walking around with unforgiveness. You can tell. And so forgive quick, be true in your forgiveness, and be true in your feelings about, you know, why that person, like why whatever that person did to you really hurt you. Like be true in that. So forgive quick, be true in your feelings, and be true about the truth, you know, and be true at the fact that you mess up too. And sometimes you step out of line.
Hard to swallow truth.
Yeah, you step out of line. You're not perfect, and so you know that was a good lesson today. I had to pray a lot on the way home. Because I had a lot of unforgiveness I was holding on to, and felt like it was all blocking me up and clogging me up. So felt a little spiritual constipation.
You gotta let go of that stress.
A lot of spiritual constipation going on. So me and God had a talk on the way home from Bible study. Yep. Well, thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. If you're watching, thank you guys for watching this video.
All of our foolishness.
Oh my gosh, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I do. I enjoy it every time.
Yay.
Every time.
Yes, we had a great time with each other. We always do. And my husband's amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Even though he gets on my nerves and he's really awkward. But, you know, we just make it do what it do. We make it happen.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love, people. Love.
So if you like him being on, I want to make him a co-host. If y'all don't mind.
That was news to me, y'all.
I really do want to make him a co-host. That just means that our videos won't be live all the time. We'll figure it out. But I think he does a good job. So if you think he does a good job, if you could go to the Confessions from Maria Couch at gmail.com. Let me know what you think about my baby being my co-host. I'm going to put on Instagram, Confessions from Maria Couch. I'm going to put a poll up to see if you like him being my co-host. And if you do, then
Check box for yes.
check the box for yes.
Check box for hell to the no.
So let us know. And this is our first time with this setup. Like, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm y'all don't know. I'm learning. Like, I feel like I'm on a fast track to learning this stuff. Because I'm pretty sure he was looking at all this like, what the hell is she doing?
Because I don't none of it.
He knows none of it, but
it is not my level,
but your girl got it done. Your girl got it done. Your girl got it done. Hey. All right, so I'm sorry. Tune in next week. We may have a video, we may not. I do have an episode coming out with Sade from the Culture Corner. We talk about what do we need to do to make, what things can we do to make the African American community here in America more united? Like, what do we need to do to make that happen? Because it's a lot of fighting in the family.
I say it right now. First things first, start recycling that dollar in black communities, black businesses, black entrepreneurs.
We could do it. So we closing out this show. That's not for
that's going to be my tip for next time.
That's if that's our topic.
Another time.
We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of those things. Make sure you leave a review. I need to do a giveaway because I haven't done a giveaway in a while.
All right. We need something for the people.
What do we need to give away?
I don't know.
I guess we'll give away T-shirts.
We can do T-shirts. We might do a dinner.
Ooh, stay tuned about that dinner because y'all might want that. Y'all know my baby show.
Might do some.
Boom. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of your week, and remember, improve the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others. Yeah. Bye, kids. Bye.
Power, inner light.
Black Pod Collective has a mission to change the landscape of podcasting by providing visibility, developing strong brand partnerships, and creating a platform where African Americans within the podcasting industry can be showcased and promoted. They achieve this by offering blog content for new and established podcasters to perfect their craft. They have developed an affiliate program for podcasts that need to get word out about their podcast and want to reach a broad audience. They also have a high school content creators program to expose the next generation to new opportunities. Check them out at blackpodcollective.com. That is blackpodcollective.com.